In just a month, Messi obviously has turned so many eyes to Major League Soccer. When you hear that the tickets for tomorrow night sold out in less than minutes, what kind of excitement does that create for your club?
Yeah, look, it's incredible for our league. It's incredible for our sport. I think the ownership group of Miami deserves a ton of credit. The league and the commissioner deserve a ton of credit for making it happen. And now we have an opportunity here in Subaru Park to play against the greatest player in the history of our sport, the Michael Jordan, if you will, of our sport, that's still playing in his prime and dominating games. So a really tough task. But if you talk about now growth of the league, the importance of the way that the TV rights and Apple are going, and the uniqueness of that deal, just how much it means to grow the game of soccer in this country as we build towards a World Cup in 2026. It's incredible. It feels a bit surreal for sure to my staff and my players to be preparing for a game of this magnitude, but to have it here in Chester and at Subaru Park, we couldn't be more excited, and we know we have a really good team too.
Here, Jim, do you have an update on Julian, and then how are Danny and Alejandro progressing?
Yeah, so Danny will participate fully. He trained today fully and looked great. So happy to have him back, and really a relief that it wasn't anything more serious, because when it happened initially, I was nervous. He's Hungarian. He's tough by nature, and I'll just say he's not missing this one. It's great to have Bedoya back. He'll be available to us. Is 90 minutes realistic? Of course not. But now that he's coming back into the team, to add him to the group in such a big pressure semifinal, it's a great weapon to have and utilize off the bench. Julian is another one that would do anything to not miss this one. Obviously Miami, obviously a fellow countryman on the other team that's pretty good at soccer. But he picked up a grade 1 sprain, which is that hamstring strain that, look, again, news-wise, that's probably the best news we could have got. And I'll just say he's still pushed on the side of things, and I haven't heard back yet exactly how that went, but he wants to still participate tomorrow. Probably won't be from the start, but if he's around even to take a penalty kick or run around for a little bit of time without the risk of further injury, we'll see where that stands.
Jim, you've talked many times about a team of 11 individuals being able to beat any one talented individual. I wonder how you approach that this week. This is kind of the ultimate test of that theory in some ways.
Yeah, look, I think just like boxing, right? Styles make fights, and I think it's two really unique clubs. Again, I give them a ton of credit for the way that they built their team. I think Chris Henderson's done an amazing job in this transfer window. If you actually just look at it and some of the players, the young players that they've signed, and the quality of them that you guys haven't really got to see yet, I think this will go down as it will go down obviously as the greatest transfer window of all time. Number one, because they brought in an amazing coach in Tata Martino, an incredible coach. They brought in the young players in addition to him that you guys haven't seen yet that are real high quality. So you could probably even remove Messi, Busquets, and Alba from that, and it might go down as one of the best transfer windows. So obviously a heck of a job by them, their ownership and their staff. But also, like you said, we have a good team too. And we've built our club in a different way. It's not maybe the glitz and the glamour of Miami. It's more the Philadelphia, blue collar grit and homegrown good young players and really experienced international players that are a team, and they're together. And we know that all 11 guys have to perform really good for us to have a chance to win. So it's a great contrast in styles, and it shows that MLS is an amazing league, and this league's cup has been amazing because you can do it a variety of different ways. You can build however you want in this league. There are unique rules that allow that to happen, and there's different approaches. And I'm not here to tell you which one is right or wrong, but I know that our way is unique, and it's authentic to the city of Philadelphia.
Okay. Where Ty stands in terms of an ETA where you could get him? Yeah,
eligibility wise, not quite eligible yet, and that's just paperwork wise, with visas and different things like that. So he's working with the team, but also has to have a flight back there before everything can come when that moment when the paperwork comes through, he has to go back, get some things stamped, and then he'll be eligible. So frustrating for him. Obviously, he wants to be a big part of this game, but not quite allowed from the paperwork side of things now.
Is the pressure on? How does the team feel? You're hot on the heels of your MLS championship run.
Yeah.
You're working really hard, but feeling pressure?
Yeah, pressure's natural. There's pressure in every game in sports, in pro sports, which is great. So, we let Las Vegas can decide who the favorite is. You guys can decide who the favorite is. But we just know it's going to be an amazing experience. Again, a surreal one where I never in my coaching career thought I would be preparing for Busquets and Messi, and our players the same thing. So we see it as a great opportunity. We know we're in a semifinal in our building where at Subaru Park we have an amazing crowd that will be very, very loud for us. I believe it will be the loudest this building's ever been. So we'll have that emotion behind us. And then look, once the opening whistle blows, all the outside noise and getting tickets and doing media before the games, that's probably higher than it was for even MLS Cup so far. Once the whistle blows, it's still the game they all played as kids. We have guys from 15 different countries in our locker room. And the cool thing about soccer is it speaks one language. So when they step on the field, they'll be brave, they'll be together, and win, lose, or draw, I know they'll give everything. So I'm really proud of that.
What from the FC Dallas game, first, really the only road game he's played, similar principles to how you guys would attack them. How do you take from that, but also add what you guys have done throughout the run here to shadow Busquets, hit them on the counter, do it in your own unique way?
Yeah, look, Dallas played them very tough. That's a game where Dallas had a lot of chances in transition where if they're on a different night, a little more clinical, they would be the ones playing still. You know what I mean? So the margins are very tight. And if you let a team with the quality of Miami hang around like they did, they're going to ultimately come back and ultimately punish you. So I think we recognize that. We respect that. There's certain things that you'll look to, and you're trying always. This is going to sound like the dumbest thing in the world, but
recording in progress.
Everyone is talking about Messi, and that's natural. And he's been incredible for an athlete to deliver over and over in every big pressure moment again and again for his team has been amazing to watch. But if you don't take away Busquets, and cut away the service, if you look at every goal they've scored this year, he either plays the pass that leads directly to the goal, or the pass, which is maybe more important, the pass that leads to the pass that leads to the goal. So he's really, really, obviously easier said than done, a tough guy to get around because he's so intelligent. But I've talked all week about if Messi receives the ball, it's too late. We're in trouble. We've messed up if he receives the ball at his feet. So can we now, in a smart way, try to cut out the weapons that get him the ball on the ground, and it starts with Busquets and being that anchor of the team.
Coach,
easier said than done. Trust me, guys. Please don't say I'm saying that's easy.
Coach. You talked about the grit behind the team, and just being here in Philly. You're on the world stage tomorrow. What do you want the world to take away from your team, regardless of what happens? Yeah, look, number one is that we're proud of what this badge is going to has grown to represent. I think it's a team and an identity that is it's authentic. It's true to the city of Philadelphia. It's one that I think our fans have been very proud of through the years. For those that are maybe tuning in for the first time, over the last 5 seasons, we've actually won the most points in this league, and I don't think a lot of people realize that from the outside because maybe we've done it in a different way. We've gotten to play in really big games, and now after winning our first trophy in this, which was a supporter shield, we want to try to win as many trophies as possible, and this is an opportunity to get to another final, and then ultimately we want to lift that trophy for our fans. That's what it's about. I think that's why our players play. Everybody's motivated by different things, but when this Leagues Cup started, and it's been an incredible competition, I said from day one, there's a trophy on the line. There's Champions League berths on the line, and there's the biggest financial reward that our league's ever had. That motivates players as well. So everybody's excited for it. Again, it's been really fun. It's great to be in the Final Four. I think 47 teams entered this thing, and we're into the Final Four now. So we're happy with that achievement, but our guys, it's okay to be a little greedy now and try to win one more game to get to a final.
All right, thank you, everybody in the room. We're going to go to Zoom, and let's start with Todd Lewis. Your mic is open.
Can you hear me, Jim?
Yep.
Oh, cool.
Yep.
When you analyze this Miami team, Jim, you said last game that you expect them to have majority of the ball. What comparisons do you see from this Miami team compared to the team that Tata coached down in Atlanta?
Yeah, they will have more of the ball. That's a fact. I can say that before the game even starts, and we're okay with that. Since Messi's joined their team, they're number one in possession, and it's not even close. So we'll have to be a team that is really stable and organized. Our rest defense, what I mean by that is when we're actually in possession and have the ball, we have to know where Messi is at all times. We'll have our hands full. Having said that, we know we can manufacture goals on things like restarts, on things like really good counterattacking, and we have a good group too. So it's going to be a very tough task. Of course, we might be a little shorthanded depending on where Julian's exactly at, missing our top goal scorer. But we're a team, just like they're a team, and I think they're under Tata, very, very well coached. I have a ton of respect for him, the job that he did in Atlanta, the job he did for the Mexican national team, the job that he's doing now in Miami in a short time. And maybe the scariest thing is they're only going to get better and better and better. I have a ton of respect for their group, but we expect a really hard game, and it'll be, like I said, a fun game for the fans and ourselves.
All right, let's go to Jose Nunez.
Hi, Jim. Good afternoon. Would love to hear you maybe expand even a little bit more. I know you gave us bits and pieces here about your admiration for Tata. Is he a coach that you're in contact with or have been? I know obviously you've helped a lot of coaches in the past, but would love to hear some more thoughts from you on him and the work he's done.
No, look, there's a language barrier, and look, we're not best friends or anything like that, but we've certainly had games against his teams over the years, and they've been really tough games. When you think back to how difficult it was with his teams down in Atlanta, when it was Al Marone and they would get going and just kind of suffocate you in their building. He's an incredible coach. His resume speaks for itself. Have I had the opportunity to sit down and pick his brain about things? No, but I have obviously friends that have played for him. I have former teammates that have played for him. I have former staff members that are there now in Miami, and Garrison Draper, who does an amazing job with their sports performance side of things, who used to be here in Philadelphia. And everyone, to a man or woman, speaks about how great of a person he is and how great of a leader is. So yes, that's why I said when people talk about transfer windows, sometimes the biggest move can be that one, to have him there as their leader. And I don't think it's a coincidence that now so many good Argentines want to be there. Messi obviously has a big part of that too, but he has connections all over the world, and certainly is an incredible coach and person. So I respect him a ton. But when the whistle blows, of course, we're competitors and we both want to win.
All right, last question for Coach on Zoom. We'll go to Dave Uran.
Hey, Jim. So I appreciate you doing this. So you talked about this being the hottest ticket and the biggest game in your stadium's history. And I think that's reflective in the ticket pricing, especially on the secondary market. What's your take on that, on this game being so much more in terms of ticket prices than your usual games?
Yeah, I think there is some, maybe, I don't want to say bad information, but misleading information out there. Our club did actually an amazing job keeping the game here in this stadium, giving us the home field advantage. So I'm grateful for that. They also did give the opportunity for the League's Cup, and the ticket prices stayed exactly what they were for the people that opted in for all the games. If you didn't opt in, that right was gone. And yes, of course, the tickets are going to go for a little bit more. So just to be clear on that one, they did the right thing, and they honored that with the season ticket holders. And I think, to a man, they'll tell you that, the people that went through it. So when someone fires off this tweet that now they're ripping off the fans, it's like, that's not completely telling the true story. In terms of the hotness of the ticket, look, I never in my life would think that literally the hottest ticket of the summer would be, maybe outside of Taylor Swift, all the Swifties out there. The hottest ticket of the summer would be in Chester with the Philadelphia Union playing Lionel Messi. I'll just say I don't want don't want to speak on anyone's name, but there's a lot of celebrities that will be in attendance tomorrow. You've seen the LeBrons, the Kardashians, showing love to Messi, and there'll be the who's who in Philly will be out in Chester, and that's a surreal thing. It's something that's really cool. It only grows the game in this city, and I'll just say the amount of ticket requests I got myself individually is up in the it's probably over 250 people reaching out. Some I haven't talked to in 20 years, but but no, it's just the way it is, and it creates buzz around the game. But again, once the whistle blows, you have two teams that are playing really well right now, that are confident, that are coming off of 5-game winning streaks, and it'll be a tough game for sure.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thanks to everyone here in the room and on Zoom. Please stand by for Andre Blake.